Please, that energy is very good. And so we came here for a ceremony and all are excited to be here. So give me a positive energy. Good morning to all. Good morning. Very good. I think I'm at the right place now. So today is the 3rd of August 2023, and it happens to be the first orientation ceremony of the Department of Fisheries and Aquaculture Sciences at the University of Liberia. So our program has been structured in 2 phases. For the first phase, which is the orientation ceremony, you realize that we will acknowledge our first cohort for our first semester 2022-2023. And for the, we will also give some essential information about the program as well. And for the second phase, we will be honoring a very important person, very important person in the sector. This person has contributed immensely to the growth, development, and transition within the fishery sector. I know you have the program sheet, you've seen his photo, you've read about him a little, but as the MC, I'm holding on to him. And the exciting movement will be like he coming here, steadily seeing him physically and talking to you. So until that time, I'm holding on to him. So since we will be straight to the point and we will be just straight with things. So my name is Pato Docious Rubel. I am an instructor within the department, and I have Mr. Patrick Bambo. He's also an instructor within the department. We will be taking you through the program today. We are the masters of ceremony, and we will be taking you through. So in subsequent time, you will see me and you will see him. But because it is ladies before gentlemen, so I'm taking a lead. So before we proceed, it is always necessary to give thanks to the Almighty God. I mean, waking up this morning in a safe and sound mind is such a blessing. So I would love to call on Mr. Roosevelt Daniel. He's also an instructor within the department to lead us in a word of prayer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is a day that the Lord has made. We rejoice and be glad in it. Shall we bow our heads for the word of prayer? Father, we thank you, Lord, this morning. Give you the praise. Thank you, Lord, for the University of Liberia family. Thank you, Lord, for the Fisheries department. Thank you, Lord, for the guests. Thank you, God, for giving us the strength, the grace, the fortitude to be able to reach this day. We know, Lord, it has been a journey. Lord, establish, God, this technical arm of the university to train and mold the minds of the youth of this country, even to mend this particular sector. We want to thank you because it has been by your almighty power as we gather here today to conduct the orientation program, also the honoring of our dear guests. We ask for your presence, we pray for your direction. Let your name be glorified. In Jesus' name we are praying.
That was awesome. Thank you very much, Mr. Daniels, for leading us in a word of prayer. At least we have, we've invited the presence of God, and now we can proceed. But before we proceed, curiosity has been my own problem. I don't know how to handle it, but that's just how I am. So before we go into our program, I would love to ask our students, who has ever come across the phrase, it takes blue to get green? Who? It takes blue, B-L-U-E, to get green, G-R-E. No one. Okay. As kind as I am, I will tell you today, for free. But some other time, it will be for free. Because as a fishery student, you These are some of the things you're supposed to know. So whenever you come across the phrase, it takes blue to get green, it is simply trying to give you the interconnection between sustainable economic development and environmental conservation. Listen up, sustainable economic development and environmental conservation. What does that mean? This means that the blue in the phrase represents the ocean. The ocean is the natural resources that God has blessed us with. And these natural resources comes with lots of benefits. We have minerals, we have sand, we have salt, we have different species of aquatic organisms. All of these benefits help with the growth and development of our livelihood. So when we manage these benefits properly, we'll be able to promote sustainable fisheries, we'll be able to develop renewable energy, we'll be able to implement responsible tourism and coastal development, and most of all, we'll be able to invest in marine research and technology. So you see how important this sector is to Liberia's economy. We are everywhere. If you take us to the natural resources, we are there. If you take us to the environment, we are there. Now, when we manage all of these things properly, there is a likelihood of achieving environmental sustainability. Now the environmental sustainability becomes the green in the phrase. So it takes blue to get green. When we make use of the natural resources we will have a bright and beautiful environment. I'm just saying this to tell you that you never miss your way. You are at the right place. The sector needs you to help preserve these natural resources for future generations, looking at how important it is to us. So, for you being here today, I would love for you to give yourself a round of applause. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, what we have here is we will welcome our guests, and there will be an introduction of the department, faculty, and staffs. So, at about this time, it is my pleasure to call on the chairman of the Department of Fisheries and Aquaculture Sciences at the University of Liberia, Dr. Alvin S. Joseph, to lead us through.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here at this time. Maybe I would just firstly thank all of you for coming to this one-day orientation and honoring program. So first off, let me try to recognize Prof. Benatata, the Vice President for Administration of the University of Liberia, representing the President of the University of Liberia, and the representative of the Director General of the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority, Mr. Sifas Asari, the West African Regional Manager for Environmental Justice Foundation, Dean Ansumana, the Dean of the Science College of Technology, Environment and Climate Change, chairpersons here present, professors and lecturers of various academic faculty here present, members of the press, my first cohort and first year fisheries and aquaculture student here present, ladies and gentlemen. The thing is that we've been trained at this level to summarize and to be more specific. And so why did I say that? I said that because I'm about to be more specific. So specifically, the reason we are here is basically for two objectives. First is to kind of share detailed information about the Fisheries and Aquaculture Science Program for our first year fisheries students that are enrolling in the program this academic 2022 and 2023 school year, and to honor our godfather, I call him a godfather and the initiator of the Liberian fishery sector. I call him the initiator because he has initiated the changes in the Liberian fishery sector that we have seen. I mean, the way we manage and govern the Liberian fishery sector, that is the entire fisheries management system. The way we enforce the rules and regulations in the Liberian fishing industry, that is the enforcement system, and the way we have, in a way, prosecuted violators of the rules and regulations in the Liberian fishing industry, that is the fishery judicial system, and he has been the initiator. And also to kind of tell you that as our godfather has initiated the development and transition that we're seeing in the fishery sector, we have also seen over recent years the touch barrel of the fisheries sector that we see now, that is in person of Honorable Emma Miti Glasgow. So all of us that you see in the Liberian fishery sector today, from the current Director General of Fisheries to the young fisheries professionals that are leading the development transition of the fishing industry, including myself that oversee now the Department of Fisheries and Aquaculture Sciences. We've been trained by our godfather, I call him initiator. So today, there's no way we are going to mention anything about the Liberian fishing industry without saying something about the godfather and the initiator of the changes that we see in the Liberian fishing industry, and then the touch bearer. Sorry, kind of. So we were kind of love to also honor the touch bearer of the Liberian fishing industry, but how we thought that it is necessary to do was to first honor the godfather, and then at a later date, as when the touch bearer of the Liberian fishing industry has the time, then we will kind of organize the honoring program for our touch bearer in person of Director General Emma Miti Glasgow for their immense contribution to the Liberian fishing industry. I think it is always a good thing that when a man is alive, to kind of give him or her their flower as they are alive, so that they can see that their work or their contributions are being recognized. And I'm quite confident with the support of the Liberian Fisheries touch bearer in person of Honorable Emma Miti Glasgow, the godfather, who is here with us in person of Dr. Isa Lawrence Brahma, and the president of the University of Liberia. We can kind of, I should say that we are kind of intending to take it over at another level, making it a kind of second to none in the University of Liberia and beyond. So DoFAS, of course, may start as a department in the University of Liberia under the Science College, but the intention that we have is to take it to a college level, establishing the College of Fishery and Aquatic Sciences and Governance in the say next 5 to 10 years. That is our vision for the Department of Fisheries and Aquaculture Sciences, and we are, of course, working towards that. So we will also kind of duplicate ourselves. What that means is that we are going to ensure that we produce a number of PhDs, because I think that's the way to go to kind of support the transition that is happening in the Liberian fishing industry, and to kind of prepare the grounds for our transition that we are envisaging. That is to move the department from where it is now, say from between 5 to 10 years down to a college level. So by producing ourselves, then we'll kind of give we'll kind of do the groundwork to get ourselves prepared for what we are moving towards. We will kind of also, the intention is to do that so that when we are able to train our faculty to the level of PhDs, and when we are now proposing that we want to move to the college level, that there will be a sufficient justification that the experts are here to kind of mend the college that we are kind of opting for. So I envisage that the Fisheries program at the University of Liberia will be the key source of groundbreaking and empirical research and innovative thinking to guide policymakers in decision making related to the sustainable management and governance of the Liberian fishing industry on the basis of evidence. So this is why we are also kind of seeking partnership and establishing partnership with partner universities and local and international organizations in Liberia, so that we can collaborate in training, for example, teaching, research, internship, faculty, and student exchange, among other things. And so today, in DoFAS, that is the Department of Fisheries and Aquaculture Sciences, we have assembled a team of young fisheries professionals to begin the process of capacity development in the Liberian fisheries sector, that is building the human resource capacity in the fisheries sector, aiming to kind of bridge the capacity gap that currently exists in the Liberian fisheries sector to support the development and transition of the Liberian fishing industry. And so today we have instructors, Eric T.S. Patten. So when you are here, maybe you can raise your hand or hand. We have instructor John Tanner. We have also Austin Wade from NAFA. We have Sis Porto Nivell. We have Fred Kweku Ayete. He's supposed to be joining us. His flight is been scheduled for Monday, so by Monday of this week, next week, sorry, he should be here. We have instructor Glasso Toba. We have instructor Patrick Blambo. We have Roosevelt Daniels, what you call him, Robert Ziama, and Mandela Hine. Mandela Hine is currently at the University of Edinburgh. He's doing his PhD in aquaculture. Hopefully, he's going to join us, I think, by end of this year or next year. And then we have instructor Zizik Bale, Harry Male, Ahmed Sharif, and Patrick Jones. So some of them, they are already on staff. Some of them are kind of posted. We've already kind of identified them. So as and when we roll out the courses in the curriculum, then we will just call on them to come and offer their services in the department. So for support staff, we have Giflo. I think the guy is out there. We have Joseph Nsoju and Prince Farmer. So finally, my distinguished guests, sit well and enjoy the holistic and unique program that we organized with support of our colleagues. May I say that you are most welcome. Thank you very much.
We can do more with that. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Alvin Juicy, for that introduction of DoFAS. At least we are aware of the fact that we have some international universities that we are partnering with. So it makes a lot of sense. So at about this junction, we will now have a presentation of the Fisheries and Aquaculture Sciences program This presentation will help you know more about the program, how long the program will go for, those things you need to take into consideration, how the program has been structured. So at about this junction, we will call on the coordinator for DoFAS, that is the Department of Fisheries and Aquaculture Sciences, Mr. Eric Patton, to give us presentation about the program. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. And good morning, students.
Good morning.
Let me join the chairman to say welcome. We know that a lot of you have challenges, especially with the admission process, but we're glad that some of you can show up. We know that there are a lot of you currently at center, but because of the challenge of the admission process, which is part of course, getting admitted at a UL. I mean, those are the experiences you get when you are entering the University of Liberia. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you basic information about the Fisheries and the Aquaculture Sciences program. And the program you see that we attached copies of the curriculum so that you can see. So we're going to give you a background of the Fisheries program, and then we'll look at tell you what the goal and objectives of the Fisheries program are. Of course, the chairman has already spoken about some. And then we will tell you the structure of the Fisheries program, possible career opportunities, and the income policy that we have as a department. So just stick and stay with me shortly. We're not going to take so much of your time. So the Department of Fisheries and Aquaculture Sciences, as the acronym you see there, we call it DoFAS, was established, launched this year in January, even though it was established last year, officially after being approved by the University of Liberia Faculty Senate. And the department was basically established to bridge the human resource capacity gap in the Liberia fisheries sector. And to also be able to introduce fisheries and aquaculture science topics to students. You heard the chairman say that most of us who have background in fisheries, one way or another got our various first degrees in different disciplines, and then got our graduate or PhD in fisheries. But at this time now, it's an opportunity to give students in Liberia the first-hand opportunity to begin their professional career as a fisheries professional by doing fisheries at the undergraduate level. Also, to introduce students to scientific methods and tools for research in fisheries and aquaculture. You know, fisheries is a unique, multidisciplinary and dedicated field, and it requires both social and natural science techniques to be able to investigate, to be able to come up with findings. And so those necessary tools required for you as students so that we can improve the sector is one of the core objectives for which, this department was established. And so It was just DoFAS, as the earlier told you, came as an existence last year and was officially launched this year in January, where the chairman and the initial staff were identified by the University of Liberia. So where is the Department of Fisheries and Aquaculture Sciences? The department is in the TDR Faulkner College of Science, Technology, Environment, and Climate Change. We commonly call it the Science College. So our department is one of the various departments under the Science College. And our program is a 4-year bachelor degree program. So the way the program is structured, it is structured in phases, which we will get to as we move in gradually. So when you go to our 4-year program, you get a bachelor's of fisheries science degree. That's what you get when you go through our 4-year fisheries program. So all of you who are here today must have gone through the UGA general entry requirement, that is to set the placement examination, make a pass to be able to enroll in our program here at the University of Liberia. The main goal of the fisheries program is to build the needed resource capacity in terms of human capacity to support, firstly, the government of the Republic of Liberia to attain the sustainable development objectives. We know that we want an agenda as a government, and whatever the academic or the research arm does is to be able to support the government in terms of research and policy. Also, the goal of this program is to be able to conserve and sustainably manage the resources, especially our fisheries resources that we have. You all have heard about the tuna industry. You also have heard about the coming into Liberia of various fishing industries. And to be able to have these resources existing for us today and tomorrow, it requires us to be able to manage it in a way that today's population can benefit and that they are also enough for tomorrow's population. So when we say sustainable management, it is for you to use the resources in a way where today people do not abuse it so that tomorrow people do not benefit. And that is why we all need to be able to ensure that we conserve in a sustainable way the way we use our resources. Also, to be able to provide long-term goods and services that support our aquatic ecosystems. So the entire ecosystem in terms of marine and aquatic ecosystem has a lot to offer. And if you go through this program, you will realize the immense benefits that Liberia can gain from this sector. In Liberia, it is a new sector, even though other countries have been moving about. So this program is to expose you to the benefits, the advantages, and the opportunities that Liberia has when we all properly manage the sector. So, one of the main objectives you as students are regarded as the future leaders of Nigeria. And to be able to manage the fisheries sector, we cannot go out and borrow people. We have to train men and women qualified with the requisite skill set to be able to manage the sector. So we want to train students with skills in fisheries and aquaculture sciences. When we say fisheries, we're talking about marine fisheries, the one that you see people use a canoe or the boat to go and catch the fish, the wild capture fish. When we say aquaculture, the one that you grow the fish in a pool. So we want to train you with the required skills to be able to work in this sector and properly manage the sector. We also want to equip you with the necessary tool for research, because to grow, to improve, cannot be possible without research. Research guides development, it guides improvement. And so our role will be to equip you with all of the necessary tools for research. To also help you in understanding the basic tools required to advise institutions on policy, especially in terms of fisheries management. So how does the DoFAS look like? How is it structured? The department is structured as a single department but with 3 specializations. So we have a specialization in fisheries management and administration. Then we have the fish farming, or what we call aquaculture. Then we have specialization in fish processing and marketing. The way this program is drawn out is unique in a way where all of what we require to maximize the benefit of the sector are being brought into a single fold. Even though a single student will not specialize in all 3, but we have people spread over to be able to ensure that all of the operationalization of the sector is enhanced. So those in fisheries management will basically focus largely on wild capture fisheries, advising the government in terms of sustainable harvest measures, in terms of what role people should play so that the sector can be managed in a proper way. Because sometimes you hear the noise, people feel entitled to natural resources. And once people feel entitled to natural resources, then there is always some kind of form for a conflict to arise. So we want to train you with the requisite skills as a practitioner to be able to understand the necessary information required and the policy that is also required for you to be able to guide the sector so that we don't deplete our resources in the marine ecosystem. In the aquaculture sector, we know that there is a challenge because most of the meals we have in Nigeria, you farm fish. And the challenge is whether the marine space or the wild capture fish can provide all of our needs. Fish is a major part of our daily meal. So to be able to close the gap and reduce the pressure on the wild capture fisheries, we have aquaculture existing where, because in the wild capture fisheries you cannot control the level of production, in the aquaculture you'll be able to control the level of production, you'll be able to close the gap in terms of the supply, so that you don't exploit excessively the wild capture environment. So there will be people with a special skill set trained to be able to grow different species which are marketable within the Nigerian space. Because the first thing is to be able to provide food security for Liberia. So all of that will be focusing on basic welfare to be able to supply the Liberian economy with basics in terms of food security. In terms of processing, many of you know something they call, even it's processing, but you don't know, you heard about it, right? You know Memwe is a form of processing, and it has a lot of money. Even though the way sometimes the people do it has a problem. But what we notice is that when people catch the fish, and the way our people do it in this country is by traditional means, right? When they harvest, when they catch so much fish, sometimes the women are not able to dry it so somebody will spoil. But we're teaching the skills in this department that will protect the amount of fish caught so that it does not spoil. Because when it spoils, you lose resources. So fish processing will be able to equip you with the skills to transform the catch that you have, or the fish that you grow, into usable product. For example, we can go to the supermarket and buy the fish caught. They are being refined and processed. They add value to it. So people will be trained with a special skill set to process, to add value to the fish. Some people dry the fish, and they put it in, some plastic container, and they're exporting it. They lay them in, that's marketing. So we're not just going to teach you how to process it, we're going to also teach you marketing skills. Because when you process it and say that and nobody comes to buy it, it becomes the problem. So the department will also train you to market your product. So you see, three uniquely but interconnected specializations. One of the sector will not be able to survive when the other does not exist. There will always be a gap. And that's why, to be able to bridge the gap, the University of Liberia, the government of Liberia, the support from the World Bank, designed uniquely the Fisheries program. It is one of the most unique programs that we have in the sub-region. And it is our conviction that this program is going to meet the core objective for which it was envisaged. So, we just told you we have the fisheries management and administration as a specialization. And then we have the fish farming, or what we call aquaculture. And then we have the fish processing and marketing. So the way the courses in the guide, the curriculum guide that we have, are structured, they are uniquely structured to support you so that it is easier to transition from one specialization to the other. So if you look at our fishery curriculum, we have what we call general educational courses. The general educational courses are basic requirements, required courses that you are supposed to do that may come from other departments within the University of Liberia. But those courses are necessary to support other courses that you'll be doing when you are going ahead in your program. Normally, students, it is a normal thing, sometimes you don't pay attention to required what they think they're required, but the required courses were specifically selected to support your future courses. So they are not courses that you're not going to see and just go through them, no. They are courses that you will take serious, because regardless of whatever you do ahead, when you're moving ahead, the skills you will give and the understanding you will give from those courses will help you in being able to understand the courses ahead. So we have required courses. And those courses are structured from different departments. Also, within our department, we have general courses which all of you within the 3 different specializations will do together. You will do that from your beginning to the junior level. However, your elective courses are structured in a way where if you are in fisheries management, you have a different elective course from people who are in fisheries of fish farming or fish processing. So, not because you will be together doing similar courses means that you are in the same specialization. No. Your specializations are different and they will differ by your elective courses, even though you are in courses together. And then at your senior level, you all now will split into your different specializations. Whether you are specializing in fisheries management or fish farming or fish processing, you will now be separated at your senior level. So the total credit hour, the minimum total credit hours for you to get a bachelor's of fisheries science degree is 135 credit. That's the minimum credit hour. That includes required courses, your electives, and your core courses, which are your specialized courses. So we explained the different courses. So the question now is, just as all of us who have decided to go and do fisheries, ask ourselves, and people ask us, was, when I do this, where do I fit? There are many places in which you can work. Of course, we have NAFA, which is government. NAFA is the regulator of the sector. So NAFA controls the entire country, which is a big entity. You have the department. We are an academic institution, but we also need the expertise of high-performing students to join our ranks, to be able to train more people, because we will get weary. All of us will get old, so we need to replicate ourselves. So we need people to join our faculty ranks. It is natural resource, so you are in the environment. EPA will also require your skills. The Maritime Authority, we have what we call the Regional Center of Excellence for Fisheries Governance, Fisheries Science and Governance that are going to be set up. They will require your skills. We have local and international NGOs. Today, the EJF is represented here. So they will require your skills. There are people involved in the sector, in the private sector. To be able to do the work in the private sector, they will require 3 people like you. People involved in fish processing and marketing. Because the sector is growing. You have post-storages here. Very soon, even in your own cooperatives that have been formed, you'll see that people will start processing, but they will need people with the skills to guide them in how they can process or how they can handle in a better way for the product to be able to go. Those involved in aquaculture will need us, because this is one of the fastest growing sector in the fisheries sector. And this is one of the sectors that provides a lot of funding to people involved in fisheries. So it requires manpower. And for the sector to be able to improve, to grow, it requires your skill. So people who will be involved in fish farming or who want to do fish farming these days will need your skills. Like I said, the coastal commercial fishing companies eventually will need your skill. For now, you have people acting in your place. So once you are trained, you will now be equipped with the skills to fill those gaps and advise those companies in the best way in which they can maximize the objective for which they registered in Liberia. Or you decide to be an entrepreneur. So there are a lot of opportunities as a trained fisheries professional. And one of the good things is that the way fisheries is structured, it helps you to move directly into practical application. And that's why we are glad that we have formed this collaboration with local and international partners to be able to provide you the opportunity for hands-on.
I'm sorry, the DG wants to talk, so she's actually go on the line so that she can talk to us and then I can. So, sorry. Madam DG? Hello? Hello, Madam DG? DG?
Okay, so the internet in here is very bad, so.
Yes, they are hearing, they are responding to you, DG. We are hearing you, DG, go ahead.
I can imagine that you are all very excited and you are trying to take on a new career. NAPA is ready to give you as much support as possible and also provide internship opportunities for you, especially to those best performers. I'm asking all of you to be committed to that course because it's not only, you don't only need to be a student, but you also need to be very committed to this whole process. That's the only way you can be able to get the maximum potential out of what you are doing. The future, people are the future, and the future sector of Liberia is the future. So I can assure you that you did not make a wrong choice. You selected the best route, and we're here to give you all of the necessary support, including, if deemed necessary, advanced practical studies outside of the country, especially to those that are performance, and subsequently, we will provide scholarship opportunities outside of the country, especially for the master's degree program. So, unfortunately, I'm not there today, but I'm there with you in spirit. And apparently, maybe the first day of the class, so one of these days, it will find me, and we will have a conversation together. Apparently, one day I might go and lecture. But I'm open for the process, and you got my appreciation support. Thank you very much, and congratulations on that.
Thank you, Madam DG. Thank you so much.
Well, we were just talking about opportunities and we heard it from the chief regulator of the sector, who happens to be the Director General of the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority. So you see the opportunities. Normally when programs are new, young people will always be skeptical to do because the interest of young people is to be launched in the job market. So the interest is, what can I get as a young person? But it's good you're hearing it. So we are showing you that the opportunities are immense. For example, we sit at the University of Liberia in our department and we get consultancies to do research. We don't have to be running around and stressing ourselves out with other things because we are equipped and people need information, and the only way to do it is to have train people to be able to go and do those research and provide you the information. So the opportunity and the future of Nigeria rests on the fisheries sector. It is not just because we are saying it, but it is a projection that has been made for years before today. So that rests on your shoulder. If some of you are here attending the program, have not made a decision, we are encouraging you to join us. Join us. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting because the way we structure ourselves is to ensure that we don't leave you, the students, on your own to run through the program individually. No. So we intend to give you all of the guidance that are required. So we said earlier, to be a student, you must pass the usual entrance and placement exam. And then you complete the admission processes. Once you receive your admission letter, you can come and then we can provide you all the necessary support that you need. So these are for new students. If you have a first degree or you are a transfer student, you also go through and get your readmission or your transfer letter, and then you come to us. We provide you all of the support you need in terms of planning your courses and advisement. So, the University of Nigeria is an academic space. You know, the government of Nigeria launched the free tuition policy. And young people who are coming today, you have to embrace your future very seriously. So what we've done to push you, because as young as you are, we have to ensure that we push you to be able to get the best out of you. So what we said is, we will provide all of the advisement. We're going to assign you to advisors. But you yourself will also have to be in a position to ensure that the grades that you will make every year should at least come up to a minimum of 2.5 grade point average. I think that is something that we all can achieve. 2.5 is not sufficient. We just say the minimum is not sufficient for young and brilliant students as you are. We know you can go beyond 2.5. And mind you now, say the opportunity is there for the best performing students. You will hear some of it today. The DG just announced to you that there will be scholarship opportunities. Of course, scholarship opportunities will be given to scholars. We are only saying the benchmark is you must maintain a cumulative grade point of 2.5 at the end of every academic year, because we want high-performing students. Our department to be able to ensure that our students are on the same page, because we are not able to teach all of the students in one session. So we have various instructors. One of the ways that we've seen out there and in other places is to do a joint evaluation so that the students in other areas are not catching up. It is easily noticed. Because what we want to ensure is that all of you are at the same level. We don't want anybody to remain behind. So one way that we can be able to identify that is when we give a joint exam and evaluate all of you at the same level, so that if someone or some group of people are having issues, we can quickly identify and be able to intervene. So we've adopted a joint exam policy for courses with sections 2 or more. A coordinator will be appointed and with the support of the department for midterm and final exam, we will do a joint exam to ensure that at the end of the day, we all are on the same page. We've also adopted the policy to ensure that as a student, you'll be assigned to an advisor. The importance of the advisor is to guide you to be able to select properly the courses and to be able to guide you as you move through your academic program. Because all of us come from different backgrounds, and you will need the support of the advisors, because sometimes people can have psychological issues. It can be academic sometimes. So you need the support of people who are experienced to guide you, who you can discuss, and who can help you to be able to guide you for you to be a success, because our goal is to ensure that when you are accepted and you enroll in our program, that you can come up as a graduate. We don't want you to come in our program and get confused and leave. So we want to maximize the opportunity of having all of those who enroll in our program to remain and graduate with a degree in fisheries management, or a specialization in fisheries management, aquaculture, or fish processing. So all of you will be assigned to an advisor, not the same advisor, different advisor, so that you can get the best of what you signed up for. So we've said this, the opportunity is now yours to grab. The opportunity is yours to take advantage of and make Liberia the country that we all envisage it to be. As we said earlier, it is going to be an exciting journey, and we are all happy to receive and work with you, so that the goal for which you've decided to join us, we all get together, work, and make it possible. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you very, very much, Mr. Eric Patton. So students, I think we are now informed that we know what we are coming for, right? And you know all of the opportunities that await you. Like I said previously, the sector needs you. So the opportunities are there. So you just need to be determined, focused to get it. You heard it, Gigi. So when I heard the coordinator saying you have to get 2.5, I saw some people faces were kind of doing some things. You have to. That's the only way to be able to get these opportunities. In as much as the sector needs you, you should be able to give free. That's the only way things will work out for us, right? So you heard what the program is made of, right? That's very good. So for now, like I said, for our special honoring, I told you I was kind of reserving you, right? You saw his picture, you read about him, but I think it is time for you to have the opportunity to see him, talk to you. Probably we are hearing there a bit by bit. So at the today's motion, we have a special statement in honoring of our special guest. Our special guest is Dr. Lawrence I. Brahma. He is the he's currently the project coordinator for NAPA's $40 million Liberia Sustainable Management Fisheries project funded by the World Bank. You people have gone through it already, and we are already moving our time. So I don't want to duplicate things by reading everything, because I'm sure you've gone through it. So for now, we will call on Madam Benetta J. Ta. She's the Vice President for Administration at the University of Liberia, to do this special statement in honor of our guest. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. Normally, people say, I stand on existing protocols, but I want to fault with that, and I think because I want to appreciate you all. Let me start off by telling you that on behalf of Dr. Nelson, the president of this university, this great university, who would have loved to be here? Everybody considered him as a student-centered, and he put a lot of effort into getting this program to where it is. So I'm actually standing here on his behalf. So I want to extend greetings, first and foremost, to the students. Appreciate that. Remember, when you hold yourself high, people will hold you high. Don't ever forget that. We extend special greetings and appreciation to the coordinator of this program, Avi Yeswa, PhD. To our honor today, we say welcome. To Eric Patton, you know, he stood here, I was listening to him, and he told the story of the NAPA program, and he's telling a story. So it was interesting, you know, and I kept telling him, I said he needs to write about it and write a book, and if possible, even make it simple so that people in the lower grades, like high school, are prepared and nurtured to want to be and come into this program in the university. So Eric, you should think about that. And I like your speaking skills. Don't worry, you said I wanted something. So all of the entities that have contributed financially, morally, academically, psychologically to this program, we say welcome and well done. Now, let me say a few things before we go through the honoring and the gowning. I'm doing all of this because I have to leave. I have a meeting on Capitol Hill at 1:32, and we're all going to traffic. My special task today, after the special statement, is to honor the guest, Dr. Lawrence Issa Ibrahim. The first time I saw him, what struck me was his humility. To see a grown man, professional, and being humble, remarkable. We're in that meeting trying to strategize, and we're trying to sell to us a concept of the Fisheries program. And he diligently tried to keep everybody on track. I admire him for that. The other thing that I admire him for was his commitment to not only keeping you on track, but looking at the fine details so that you didn't make mistakes. Thank you for that. Even though we didn't read about him, I just want to say a few things that I want you, the students, to keep in mind, because he should be your role model. He should be your mentor. This is somebody who has spent more than 20 years in his career path. Just fisheries. We always ate tuna imported from different countries, but the first time I ate tuna from our region was in Ghana, and I was so excited, and we can do it. Mr. Bryman has a wealth of experience, professionally, academically in the ECOWAS region. I always use the term the ECOWAS region to remind the young people and students that Liberia is in the ECOWAS region. You should study about the ECOWAS region. We are youth in this region. Read about other students in this region and see how progressive they are. When you do that, you'll be able to meet up with the challenges. He has studied and worked in so many countries in the ECOWAS region. In the ECOWAS region, we have 3 languages: French, English, and Portuguese. And he has been opportune to work in those language areas, which make him prolific. Not only in the ECOWAS region, he has worked in East Africa. He has worked in the Middle East, in Europe, in the UK. And you can be the same. Say, I can be the same.
I can be the same.
I can be the same. I can be the same. I can be the same.
Claim it. Claim it.
Amen.
Wonderful. Because one day, when he is sitting back in his rocking chair or in his hammock, he will know that he has made you what you are. That's the only thing you can give to him and give back to your professors. And I'm very proud of you. Mr. Patton sat here and talked about fisheries and fisheries and fisheries. But the other thing that I'm concerned about with all the fisheries is that the way we're going is now going to be captured in the formal sector. So you, with whatever you do, you open your little fishery and all of that, it will now become a part of the formal sector and you'll be captured when you start doing all of the different analysis of how progressive our country is in terms of agriculture. That you will now contribute towards feeding your own people and treating all of the issues concerning hunger. I'm sure you can do it. Is that a yes?
Yes.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Now, I'm a teacher. I'm sure you can know that with the way I talk. 2.5, that's a disgrace. 2.5, that is a disgrace. I want you to tell yourself, I'm going to make a minimum of 3 points. You can do it?
Yes.
You can do it?
Yes.
I'm holding to it. 2.5, at least better. You know, you want to get better. The least. And in this program, we cannot have least beggars. Are we together?
Yes.
Are we together?
Yes.
Are we together?
Yes.
Wonderful. So I'm just trying to encourage you. I'm trying to encourage you because I had people to encourage me. I had professors that pushed me and pushed me and pushed me. And I had it hard because I got married, I had my children, and I came to school. And they said, Mama, let's see your grade sheet. And if you have to look at that grade sheet, you want to see your grade sheet. You know what I mean, right? So you had to be above average. So if you want to let your friends know that you are in a university, you cannot afford to rest on 2.5. Please, you promise me?
Yes.
You promise me?
Yes.
Wonderful. So I will not take up much of your time. We now call up Dr. Lawrence Issa Ibrahim. Please have a seat. Our culture is noted for giving and appreciating people. There was a time we had honored a couple of people, and one of them asked his friend, "Have you been gowned yet?" He said, "No." He said, "You are naked." I never forgot that. So, my dear brother, I want to say that my dear brother and friend, and for being the one that is pushing. I wrote something here for my own self to remind me, and I said, what did I write there? The initiator, the godfather. When you initiate the godfather, that is a huge title and responsibility. So on behalf of the Aquaculture program and all of us here in the administration of the University of Liberia, we want to give you this crown. And I actually want to put it on you. So I'm going to take this coat off, if you don't mind. And this is not sexual harassment. You have to always make that known because people come from different cultures. And on a funny note, I had a workmate, she's from Ethiopia. And she got to work and the driver said, "How's your body?" She came, "My body?" He said, "You are sick." I said, "No, you just ice cube and you are okay." So I always say that when I'm taking your clothes off to gown you and tell you it's not sexual harassment. So, okay. Let me see. Okay. Now, you're going to apply for him also. When you do good, people will appreciate you. You want to appreciate you one day too, right? Yes. Is that yes? Yes. Yes, yes? Yes. Wonderful. So this is what it says. Congratulations for your outstanding contributions in the Liberian fisheries sector, Dr. Lawrence Issa Ibrahim. Congratulations, sir. applause. Before I take my seat, this morning I was getting ready. I wanted to wear a blue outfit. And then I said, no, I'll wear a green outfit because I wanted to tease Dr. and Juicy. So I wanted to tell you, no, green is for life. And then the MC talked about blue turning into green. So I'm on point, right? Wonderful. So thank you, everybody. Have a nice program. That was absolutely wonderful. So students, who are going to be like Dr. Lawrence and Brian? Who are? That's wonderful. That's wonderful. If you're sure you want to be like him, let me hear you say, That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Give yourself a round of applause. So you overheard the director for the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority telling you that when you gave us a best academic performance, there's a possibility for you to benefit more things, right? So we have this kind of program called the Specialized Flagship Academic Excellence Program. So for now, I told you that we are two. So I'm about to change power. So for now, I will call on Mr. Patrick A. Blambo to take you through this aspect. So now I'm handing things over to Honorable. I will call him Honorable because they are too diplomatic for me. So I will now call on Mr. Patrick Blambo to take over. Thank you very much for your time.
She said, ladies before gentlemen. And the ladies got served. All right, so a lot has been said about Dr. Breman already. But Dr. Breman, as you are aware, heads Liberia's Sustainable Management of Fisheries project. And for what I know is looking in the direction of sustainability. And for a person who is being classed as a successful career person, means that one must be able to make a copy of themselves. So you cannot claim to have been successful except you were able to make a copy of yourself. And I think it is within this direction that Dr. Bremer looks and envision to support this flagship program that I'm about to briefly tell you about. So we heard the Director General of the National Aquaculture and Fisheries Authority in DoFAS spoke, and what she said was more like an academic excellence bait. So she threw out a bait that there are chances that you can get an internship while you're a student. But at the same time, on the table, discussion is still ongoing, it's in the incubation stage. And that is to design the NAFA Scholars Program, where you as a student can be able to have some stipend as a student based on academic excellence. Right, so 9 months ago, my neighbor came knocking on my door and said, I know you are very busy, but my son is struggling. And the son is in the 7th grade. And what is he struggling with? Mathematics. So he brought his homework and he filled in everything. So I realized that the gap that the son has was knowing the timetable. So what I did was I asked him, can you say 2 times? And he says, yes, and he recited it 2 times. So I said, what's about 3 times? And he started struggling. So I said, when you learn 3 times, you get 30. Learn 4 times, you get 40. 5 times is 50. And 6 times is 60. And in 2 days, he could say from 3 times to 7 times because there was something attached. So then I brought the same assignment back to him and I said, do your homework. You won't be failing. And he did it and he got everything right. So the idea is there has to be a catalyst, a push. And it is an innovative approach of the fishery department to see the need to introduce these small big programs that excite you and push you to becoming scholars. I once upon a time benefited from the Joseph Jenkins Robert Scholarship Program, and I was at Junior Development then, and the school said, to become president of the class, you must be the top of the class. And I wanted to be president. So 9th grade, I was top of the class. But somebody was 1 point above me and said, I don't want to be president, go. He had 91, I had 96, he said, go, I don't want to be president. And I still wanted to be president. And so I kept studying until I left high school as a scholar, and then studying became a part of me. But that was not something that was part of me, but there was something attached to it. So when Joseph Jenkins Robert started giving me stipend for studying, I was like, I can't let this thing fall. In fact, when I wear I'm proud to be a scholarship, it kept pushing me. I mean, you work in a community and you have at the back of your shirt, I'm proud to be a scholar, Joseph Jenkins Robert. So that was a push. And it is still within this direction that the department hopes and taught to introduce these programs. So, like I spoke, like I mentioned, the NAPA's own stipend into the fisheries training program is still in the incubation stage. But at this point, Dr. Bremen has a vision for our department. And the vision is to ensure that students graduating from the fisheries department with high honor can have opportunity for graduate studies outside of Nigeria. And I think that's a great opportunity and a move. So this is Dr. Bremen, and you say, we hope you live 1,000 years, but that is not possible. 50 years from now, Dr. Bremen will not be around. But we will need more copies of him around. And you realize with the level of contribution that he has done in the region and in Nigeria and outside of Africa, there is a need to make more copies of him. And to be able to do that is to design this program. There are several scholarship programs that are available, but people do not have access to these scholarship programs because there are requirements for you to have access or benefit from the program. And so Mr. Parkins spoke and he mentioned the issue of minimum 2.5 GPA. And the honorer of our honoree said it's a shame, and obviously it's a shame, because 2.5 is not scholarship. So 2.5 is like having 2 courses and having maybe a 3 credit, 2 courses, 3 credit each, and you're having 1 B and 1 C in one. That's not scholarship. Right, so this scholarship will have a minimum of 3.0. So you must have graduated with a minimum of 3.0 to be qualified for the scholarship. And another thing is, there is something we call stripping the oil from over the water. So let's take, for example, the scholarship is only able to make provision for 10 students every year. And then we have 50 students. 3.0, 3.0, 3.5, 3.8, 3.7, 3.6. What do? We strip the oil from over the water. So those of you with 3.1, 3.0 at the bottom, we will tell you, we'll consider you for the next phase if we don't have students. So it means that you have to give your very best. You have to give your very best because you don't want those chances that limit you from accessing the opportunity at the close of your academic sojourn. So aside of the other opportunities that we did mention, this is an assurance for you that when you graduate, with a very high honor, the possibility and the chances are high that you'll have a scholarship opportunity for foreign studies. We have a chairman who is so industrial, innovative, and a human person. I love this man. I really do love this man, honestly. He did a research work that I made a whole lot of reference to when I wrote a fisheries processing and quality management project quite recently, and it was amazing. So with this kind of man, you know that his interaction and interlinkages with international partners across the chances are so high that you will have these kind of opportunities. And we really look forward to you embracing academic excellence so that you become accessible to these opportunities. So not wasting your time, I would like to call on Dr. Bremer for the launch of this scholarship and flagship program. Dr. Bremer, the opportunity is yours.
Well. First of all, I must thank the university. First of all, I must thank everybody here for coming to this event. I would like to be formal, so please give me the permission to. I didn't know it was going to look informal, so I prepared a speech. Please allow me to read the speech. I'm pleased to be here today in person to accept the honor done me on behalf of all my hardworking colleagues who have worked with me during my tenure as a project coordinator of the West Africa Regional Fisheries Program Nigeria from 2010 to 2014. Frankly, we worked tirelessly together to achieve project objectives and on time. Little did we know that the effort put in our work would one day bring us honor as we are experiencing today. For me, the lesson here is that for every assignment you are tasked with, in it, you should embed your heart and soul. Leave the judgment on your tenure to Providence. During my tenure, among the numerous great things we discharged, personally, 3 things stood tall and dear to my heart, which applied my I'm sorry that, during my tenure, among the numerous great things we discharged, personally, 3 things stood tall and dear to my heart, which applied my utmost will and energy to accomplish. The first is the then Bureau of National Fisheries under the Minister of Aquaculture, making it to become an autonomous and self-financing institution, which we work diligently through the statutes to provide an enabling environment with well-defined distinct sources of revenue. Number 2, in the short term, enhancing the human capacity of the National Bureau of Fisheries through training for effective engagement in the various fisheries sectors, which we accomplished through placement of staff, targeted placement of staff in various fisheries institutions abroad. And thirdly, the establishment of a fisheries institution at the University of Liberia to turn out qualified personnel to meet the human resource needs of industry and future research institutions on a sustainable basis. This we worked and engaged the University of Iceland to collaborate with the University of Liberia, resulting in the preparation of a curriculum and essential days for kickoff at the time. So we had envisaged to have started this program during my first tenure. Sadly, my tenure ended in 2014 and had to leave, believing that it was someone's turn to handle the mantle to see to consummation the remaining objectives of the work project. I trusted then I was the Moses and Liberia needed a Joshua to continue. Honestly, it surprised me when I was consulted again in 2021 to return to Liberia for another round of duty. I have since found out that what we set out during the work days proceeded on course. We now have a new and autonomous fisheries institution headed by a young and dynamic Director General and a cadre of well-trained directors heading the various fisheries sectors, most of whom benefited from the training opportunities created during my first tenure. My greatest surprise was that the setting up of the fisheries institution at the University of Liberia was still on the agenda for this second tenure. Does it then surprise anyone if my complete devotion, commitment, and readiness to let this baby now stand out as a full-grown adult? We have succeeded this far together and have reached a point where turning back is as dangerous as moving forward. Therefore, we choose to move forward speedily. Please permit me at this stage to share a piece of my life with my young friends assembled here today who have the honor to be the pioneers of this august institution. I was not so lucky to be a pioneer of the fisheries institution in Ghana, but I was the second pioneer. In my third year, I had to conduct studies on the coastline between Ghana and the Republic of Benin to prepare a dissertation as partial fulfillment of my Bachelor of Science degree program. During the analysis of the data, I went out of my way to apply statistical models to test the results, which led me to more and more applications to firm up my conclusions. When I finally submitted the draft dissertation to my supervisor, we were at odd ends with the interpretation of the statistical principles. I went out of his office with only 2 days left for submission of the dissertation, with tears rolling down my cheek. On my way out, I met the head of the department who saw that I was trembling and disorganized. He put his hand around me and led me into his office. After interrogation, he asked if I was sure of the principles and the results of my work. He gave me a form to fill to declare that I was prepared to accept only the external examiner's assessment of my dissertation, and that would be used for my grading. Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 months, the results were in, and my work was graded very excellent. Funny enough, it was this same supervisor who was the first to break the news to me. The lesson here is that you cannot do what everyone does and expect to get excellent results. You must be brave to explore not just the subjects, but also around it. If I've chosen fisheries as a profession, I can tell you cannot do without statistics. People run away most times from mathematics and statistics and think the same even is with biological sciences. However, if you want to succeed and make meaning of the degree you'll be earning in the next 4 years or so, you must be brave and competent with the basic statistical methods to apply every day in your work. No scientific paper you produce without the proper application of statistics to confirm your findings will be accepted for publication. Because the journals these days are very competitive, I will not accept mediocrity. Finally, it is not only striving for excellence and quality, but also being trustworthy, dependable, and honest that will propel you to unimaginable heights. If you copy these days, it is referred to as imperialism, you will be caught, as there are various applications that detect this easily. You need to be consistent in your coursework and not procrastinate, otherwise you will end up doing a disservice to your faculties and self-esteem. On this note, I have the greatest pleasure to declare Dr. Bryan's Fisheries Scholarship Program given. I pray I can come back here to meet with the first recipients of this award, and together we shall discuss the next steps. Once again, on behalf of my colleagues, I thank you for the honor done us, and may the good Lord guide us in our various endeavors.
Is that all you can do? Okay, so when it comes to fisheries, there are key stakeholders. That is, people that have a stake in fisheries that are somewhat are impacted by fisheries. So we will solicit special remark from these stakeholders. So first on our list is FAO. Do we have a representative here from FAO? Then we have Conservation International. Is there a representative from Conservation International? All right, so we also go to the Environmental Justice Foundation. Do we have a representative here? Okay, so the floor is all yours. Thank you, please.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to crave your indulgence to read this very short speech that I prepared. When we were at the groundbreaking, that one I had to freestyle because I wasn't so sure. But today I thought, well, it's going to be a formal thing. You are having an orientation for this young, bright minds starting this program. So I thought to prepare something very short to speak to us. And so I'll be a bit formal, if that's okay. All right. So, I will acknowledge our protocols here, starting with Dr. Nelson, our Honorable Emma Glasgow, the distinguished faculties here, the NGO community, the press, students, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, and it's an honor to be amongst you, to be a part of this momentous occasion, the orientation of the first batch of the Fisheries Program students, and honoring Dr. Bryan for the excellent work he's done in the fisheries across the sub-region. Starting off, I'll say to Honorable Emma Glasgow, congratulations for getting this dream and starting this program here. It's remarkable, and it's a testament to your true leadership and passion for sustainable fisheries in Liberia. I would also congratulate Dr. Nelson and his faculty for embracing and ensuring that this dream was achieved. And to the students, I have something for you. Today marks the beginning of an incredible journey for each one of you. As you embark on your path towards knowledge, growth, and success, it is an honor to witness your entry into this extraordinary where passion meets purpose and potential transforms into reality. Embrace the challenges, cherish the moments, and relish the opportunity this journey will offer you. As you walk this path, remember that success is not about reaching your destination, but also about experiences, friendship, and memories you make along the way. Dr. Brima, I'll tell everyone something about you. My first encounter with you was over a decade ago, precisely April 2012. It was at the time we were exploring the opportunity for co-management in Ghana. And Dr. Brima shared this experience establishing what was then called the Community-Based Fisheries Management Committee, CBFMCs in Ghana, which were community-level management association for fisheries. The insight from that experience and lecture it gave at that conference, it was held in Elmina under the USAID program called the Integrated Fisheries and Governance Initiative. So the experiences I gained from there, the lessons from there, has shaped what I do today as an ocean campaigner. And so, Dr. Bremer, this honor is befitting, and it's, to serve as a testament to what you've done in the sub-region for fisheries and also for fisheries in Liberia. There are a lot of people here who can speak to that fact. I see so many faces, and when I enter NAFA, they told me, yes, we benefited from your flagship programs. And so thank you. And I'm privileged to be a part of this moment. Lastly, I'd like to say to our students that Environmental Justice Foundation exists to protect the natural world and defend our basic rights to a secure environment. So I'm going to use this opportunity to reiterate our commitment as Environmental Justice Foundation to provide opportunities for students coming out of DoFAS, provide internship opportunities for you and volunteer opportunities to shape your professional career as you begin to think and decide on which of these three programs you want to devote your life passion to. And those will be open to receive the very good performing students. As was said here, that's going to be the incentive for you to put your best into this program. You are the pioneers of this program. You are the first to walk through these doors to set the pace and set the scene for how this program is going to turn out. A lot has been said about seeking collaboration, seeking partnership. That partnership is also going to look at your performance for people to commit more support and resources to the program. So the onus rests on you and the responsibility lies on you as well as a trailblazers for this program to put in your best, to put in your all, so that you are going to be one of the most sought after students when you leave this citadel of knowledge. I'll end by saying congratulations to everyone for making this milestone happen, and Egypt looks forward to working with every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. This is just a little spice. About 20 years ago, when we just returned from war, high school administrators were staring through the school gate and wanted to make sure that students had all their beer cut before entering, because we have very old students graduating from high school. But now, those wearing are teens, 16 and 17 and 18. So, once upon a time when they say the day of the college, you expect to see one old man coming with beer and drinking his leg. But things have changed. Dramatically, things have changed. So at this point, we will solicit a special remark, and it's going to come from the Dean of the College of Science and Technology, and that is Dr. Charles Hansimanis. You see the Dean? You see the Dean?
Thank you so much, Patrick. I'm so honored to be here. Let me recognize all esteemed faculty guests, especially our honorary Dr. Brahma. And most especially the students. Because you know why?
This is an orientation. It is of the beginning of your sojourn in fisheries and aquaculture sciences. Dr. Brahma said you are pioneer, right? You're a pioneer class. So how well you do here will lay the basis for others after you. So we trust that you will cherish this moment very, very well. I met Dr. Brahma recently through the chairman, our dynamic chairman, Dr. Juicy, and we've been interacting. And one thing I've noticed about him is that he is a shining example for the fisheries sector in Liberia. He pays attention to details. You know, sometimes we send email, he said, look, Alvin, take this out. You know, and that's very important. But also, he believes in excellence. Many of us here today, we are at this level because of scholarship. We live in land with limited resources, right? So if not for scholarship, we wouldn't earn what we earn today. So let's cherish this scholarship. This game. Let us make sure that we can live the mark to achieve the best. To the faculty and staff, you've done very well. You've helped us to diversify our programs. A few years back, when I was at the university, we were stuck into the natural sciences. You know, I had to do chemistry and mathematics. You know, right after that, you're not ready for the job market yet. You have to go to graduate school, or you have to go to medical school. Before you are ready for the job market. Courses like fisheries and aquaculture sciences make you ready upon graduation for the job market. So cherish it. We did not have that opportunity, but now you have that. We hope that you can make use of it so that see you growing, you know, our fisheries sector, which will look out the it in transition. Like what we saw in Sierra Leone, what we saw in South Africa recently, through our recent study.
So, before I conclude, remember that the pursuit of knowledge is lifetime. It's lifetime.
So I hope that you will cherish this particular moment and pursue knowledge in a way that you will be ready throughout your life to contribute significantly to your career path. Dr. Brahma, thank you so much for honoring this program to be here, to be honored, and to lead this scholarship scheme. It will go a long way in producing professionals. You know, not just now, but beyond, that will sustain our fisheries sector. There are other programs planned later after this night, but the chair will talk about that. But please, again, I wish you well in your future endeavors. Please do well in your studies. Thank you so much.
So this program is almost at a close now. I can see that some eyes are daily now. Lunch will soon be on the way. Somebody say at 10:30. Okay, but just before we leave here, the protocol is going to be, we'll take a group photo, and then we proceed for lunch, and then we'll be on our way. All right, just so I will quickly like to recognize a few faculty members from the Science College. So we have here, gracing our occasion, Dr. Peter Humphrey. Peter Humphrey is from the Science College in the Department of Biological Sciences. We have Dr. David Wang as well. We have Dr. Alan Johnny Polly. And we also have Mr. Lama Cole. And then we have the longest serving secretary of the Science College, Deans, and that is Ms. Sondali Derek. She's also here. And there are other personalities in in the crowd probably did not spot. I'm sorry for that. So we will solicit questions from the students. Probably there are some concerns that you have based on the presentation and other activities that unfolded here today. You may have a question. We can quickly respond to your questions. We've also created a group chat. So hereafter, you have to give us your WhatsApp number, and then we can have you added to the group chat so that you can be on par with proceeding in the department. So that is going to be after. So now we can take your questions shortly, and then we will go for lunch after our group photo. So be as brief as possible. Don't give us a lecture before asking a question, okay?
Oh, thank you. My name is Emmanuel Ma, and I want to appreciate you for the education here today. My question basically has to do with for those who have graduated that are interested in this program, only to the fact that there are students who have graduated maybe in other areas of programs, like, for example, biomedical science, and then they are interested in this program. So is it possible for you to do masters in aquaculture and fishery science, where you earn a Bachelor of Science degree in other areas, the microbiology, the biomedical science? If so, how do you guys get incorporated into this program currently at the University of Liberia? Thank you.
So currently we are now offering a master's program in fisheries. The program they offer is undergraduate. So if you have had a bachelor degree in biological sciences or whatever of discipline of the biological sciences, and you are interested in enrolling in the fisheries program, it means you have to do a kind of readmission so that the university is aware that you left and you want to come back again. So that whole process is not with us, it's with admission. So you can go back there and then you can enroll into our program. However, if you have done a biological science program and you have a bachelor degree and you want to do fisheries, considering that we don't have a graduate program in fisheries in Liberia, it means that you will have to do an application and seek for admission to a foreign university that offers a master's program, and they are going to see, the admission team is going to see how the courses you've done in biological sciences align with their minimum requirement for your admittance into their graduate program in fisheries.
And so thank you very much. My own basic comment. I'm Leon City. The prospective students of the Aquaculture and Fisheries Science. I want to say big thanks to the organizing body of this academic department. I've been quoting Chairman Joshua said yesterday. I did a proposal, a draft copy that I gave to the department through his address. I refer to as the National Aquaculture and Fisheries Science Students Association of Liberia, NAFASA. Prior to the launch of this program, we were doing our intensive research in terms of how we can bring both these academic organizations within the department on the front for the right of the students, using non-violent advocacies and research as a hallmark to bring us together. And some of us who came from as far we are very much interested in the department, and some of us who live, for me, I live West Point, I'm seeing the setup is vulnerable there. And someone mentioned about Momoy, and I saw how people recirculated fishes in identical terrain. There's a need that we modify. So we thought to be part of this setup. So I want to say thank you very much. Thank you so much.
So when I saw the flyer, this one, I was a bit shocked. But that was quite innovative and proactive, I would say, to start a leadership even before you became our student. But however, there are procedures with that, right? So we will talk about that later, right? You will need a kind of handbook and guide for your students, how you go on with elections and this kind of thing. So it's not about, okay, I have the idea and I come up and then I become the leader. No, it does not work like that. Offensively, that's proactive and we welcome that. But subsequently, we'll put measures into place on how you select a leader to call on you.
Exactly. Just to add on to what my colleague has said. So our first instance is your academics, right? Leave that and focus here and whatsoever. And this fisheries department, we are not just giving academics, we are also giving fisheries is international. And you meet a lot of international people, so you need some kind of discipline. So it's academics, it's discipline.
Yeah. Yes, go on, please.
Okay.
Just speak to the point of your question. We have to go for lunch.
My name is Bo, calling Harvard. And my question has to do with the courses being offered to the students. I'm a newly graduated student, and I'm interested in this program. For semester courses per department, I will not be allowed to do some courses there. So my question is, will the department offer supplemental courses?
Your question is not clear.
The question is, will the department offer
I can make it simple.
supplemental courses?
Graduated with a bachelor's degree, right?
Yeah.
And you've done some of the courses in there, correct?
In there.
Yeah. So we are not going to offer any supplemental courses. We're offering the courses for first semester freshman students. So we got to run at the pace of the program. Nothing.
So you have to stay till your junction, the bus is coming, right? As soon as it reaches you, you jump inside, we'll go.
My name is Harrison Sago, and I'm a recent graduate of the Department of Chemistry. My question is, are there plans to have programs that maybe fish farm or maybe other means of having hands-on learning activities for students on campus instead of just learning theoretically? Thank you.
Okay. So my Anasir, Dr. Lauren Isabrama is here. We've been discussing, and there are plans to establish our laboratory for our students' practical, and also the plans to set up a facility for aquaculture demonstration. And we also intend to do our practical working collaboratively with those in the sector, for example, that are involved in aquaculture, so we can send our students there also for practical. Those that are also involved in fisheries management, like for example, EGF, we can send some of our students there to kind of work with the team there to have experience. So it's not just theory, it's an application. So you learn the theory and you apply.
Yeah. Okay, I'm Michael Bowie, a graduate. My colleagues were trying to ask a question I thought would serve me, but in another way. I want to know if you have some courses done already, like you were saying, and then for this semester, you still want to be in, will there be a
All right, so say for example, Mark 107, Biology 101, for example, is being offered this first semester, right? And then introduction to fisheries 103, right? You've done math 107, you've done biology 101, right? Now, it's up to you if you want to do it again, but I know once you pass with a minimum of C, you do not need to do it again, right? But if you want to improve your grade, you're free to do that. Maybe you can go and do it the second time, you can get an A. But if you've done those courses and you don't want to do it, it means that you're only supposed to be doing fisheries 103, which is Introduction to Fisheries Science, running at the base of the program.
And to your point, if you got an A in Math 107 during your first undergrad, and now you decide to do Math 107 again, and you got a C, we are going to take the C and not the A.
Exactly. All right, hold up. Meanwhile, after we've done our group photo, lunch, our guests, we are staying here to interact with you, right? So you don't have to ask all the questions now. We are staying here with you today.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Tito Johnson. The question I have is, I just entered in the developer in about the entrance, but then I signed for different college. Now I find interest.
Come, I want you. Come. I want you. Come. Yeah, come. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so that we allow Dr. Brahman to kind of relax. So we'll do one group photo and launch once you leave. Our guests, they are all on their way to their places where they came from to join us. Then we can take all your questions, all the details, and then we'll bring them in pieces so that it's all there.
So please come up so that we can do our group photo.
All right.
So we'll reserve the front row for our guests.
This is students here, and then the students will come here. Yeah, VIP, Dr. Brahma. So the instructors, professors, associate professors will come here, Dr. Brahma and Mr. Sari. And then the students will come here to do our group photo. The students will not stay here. So media will help us to do the standing of the position so that please get out. The student will still go. The short people please start before. Please open the door at the right side. Open up.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so you can sit down, and students, and we will serve you.